Fox News on Tuesday agreed to pay more than $750 million to Dominion Voting Systems, settling a lawsuit over false claims the network aired about the voting machine maker during the 2020 U.S. presidential election.
The truth matters.
Dominion attorney Justin Nelson spoke outside the Delaware court after the settlement was announced.
Today's settlement of $787,500,000 represents vindication and accountability. Lies have consequences.
Dominion lawyers had accused the conservative media giant of knowingly promoting the false claim that its voting machines had been rigged to switch votes from Republican Donald Trump to Democrat Joe Biden. Dominion CEO John Polis on Tuesday said the lawsuit had allowed the truth to come out.
Fox has admitted to telling lies about Dominion that caused enormous damage to my company, our employees, and the customers that we serve. Nothing can ever make up for that. Throughout this process, we have sought accountability and believe the evidence brought to light through this case underscores the consequences of spreading lies.
In a statement, Fox said it was pleased to have reached an amicable settlement, writing, quote, "We acknowledge the court's rulings finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. This settlement reflects Fox's continued commitment to the highest journalistic standards." The 11th hour settlement came the same day a jury was seated and as opening arguments in the trial were set to begin. At a pre-trial hearing, the judge had ruled that the claims aired by Fox were untrue. A jury would have been asked to decide whether the network was guilty of defamation. The deal spares Fox the peril of having some of its best-known figures called to the witness stand and subjected to potentially withering questioning. Potential witnesses included Rupert Murdoch, the 92-year-old media mogul who serves as Fox Corp chairman, as well as on-air hosts including Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Jeanine Pirro. Fox faces additional legal challenges. Another U.S. voting technology company, Smartmatic, is pursuing its own defamation lawsuit, seeking $2.7 billion in damages in a New York state court.
A parking garage collapsed in New York City on Tuesday, killing at least one worker and injuring 5 others. According to the city's fire department, all 6 of them were inside the 4-story building when it happened. It's located near the New York Stock Exchange and Pace University in Lower Manhattan. Eyewitnesses said the collapse was sudden and without warning.
I just saw the view of the collapse, and from the rooftop, it looks like it's completely sunken in.
Firefighters were deployed to the scene, but according to John Esposito, chief of fire operations for the city, it was extremely dangerous for them to carry out any search. Esposito said the facility was collapsing even as firefighters were inside the building conducting searches, and they had to pull back and send in robotic devices instead. City Police Commissioner Keechant Sewell said there is no reason to believe it was anything other than a structural collapse. The New York City Department of Buildings online records show that the structure at the site of the collapse have been cited for 45 violations, 25 of them since 2003. In a filing that same year, it was noted that ceiling slab cracks existed and defective concrete with exposed rear cracks were found. A penalty of $800 was paid for the violation.
The sound of explosions, the sight of low-flying fighter jets. This is what it's been like for Sudan's residents since fighting broke out between warring factions on Saturday. It's become a situation described by the UN as a humanitarian catastrophe. This former security advisor says the country's never seen anything like it. You cannot even compare it to previous unrest, he says. There was no enemy back then. It's the first time that 2 military forces are fighting inside the cities. He says the houses of civilians are being hit, even as this interview is being recorded. On Tuesday, a planned 24-hour ceasefire came into effect. It was shattered shortly after the deadline, the sounds of fighting echoing again into the night. Leading up to the ceasefire, conditions appeared to be getting worse. This was a line outside the only bakery still operating in an area of North Khartoum on Tuesday. It's the only bakery for 6 neighborhoods, says this resident, adding that there is no water or electricity. The supermarket is busy and looks like items are in stock, but not with the products people are looking for, said this shopper. Dentist Motaz Suleiman says he's most worried about the continued absence of main services like water and electricity, especially during Ramadan when it is needed most, he says.
3, 2, go!
Many call her Mermaid Merle, and she's making a splash in southern Florida. Merle Levant, as she is officially known, is an avid swimmer and 4-time Guinness World Record holder, who recently broke her old record, this time by swimming 30 miles in Biscayne Bay with a mermaid fin strapped to her feet. And she did it all in 14 hours and 15 minutes, while collecting 20 pounds of trash.
I think I'm breaking Guinness World Records picking up plastic. It's insane. My bag is full and I haven't been here even 4 hours. I don't understand.
A group of kayakers kept watch as she swam to keep her safe from boats and to help should there be any emergencies. They also provided her with food and water.
And in 14 hours, my team picked up this. I mean, I think we need to do better. Not just us. Every single person needs to do better. Because this came out from Biscayne Bay, where we all depend. We depend on economically, we depend on health-wise, we depend on community-wise. So I don't know if this is not shocking, then I don't know what to say.
Levant was born in Estonia and began swimming as a child. Coming to Miami was a dream come true for her as she loves the warmer waters. But now those waters are vulnerable. According to the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, pollutants from storm runoff are a major issue for the bay, which is home to rich marine diversity, including dolphins, manatees, seagrass, and coral. It's vital to tourism and of great importance to residents like Levant, who got an up-close look and whiff of some of its not-so-nice spots.
We need to save Biscayne Bay. There were spots where it smelled like a toilet, and there were lots of seagrass, and I had to cut through like a Viking through the seagrass, and then I got jellyfish, and then I got the plankton bites and what started being itchy on my mouth.
Despite all the challenges, Levant achieved her goal, and Biscayne Bay reaped the benefits.